Hello everyone and welcome to another incredible learning experience with Saoirse, who is incredible. Today I'm hoping to be able to help you do what you need to do in math. We're going to be on page 50 in your books, lesson 2.1, rational numbers, and I hope this video is helpful. Alright, let's get started. So, rational numbers. The word rational comes from the word ratio. If you sleep for 8 hours in a day, then the ratio of your sleeping time to the total hours in a day can be written as 8 hours over 24 hours. So this is a rational number. So some other examples would be 2 equals 2 over 1. That's a rational number. Negative 1/2 equals negative 1/2. Okay, it's not the same because they are in different places. This one is actually on the line. This one is outside of it. Another one is 0.25 is equal to 1/4. Those are all examples of rational numbers. Alright, so for the first activity, ordering rational numbers, order the numbers from least to greatest. So what they want you to do is they want you to put all of these numbers in the same format. Because if you look at these top 3 numbers, they're all in the same format. And these bottom 2 are in the same format. So they want you to put the ones that are highlighted in yellow in the same format as the one on red, or the ones on red in the same format as the one on yellow to be able to know which one is greater, okay? So let's do this first one right here. So we know that 1/3 is 33%. So this would be negative 0.3, okay? And then this one would be 0.5 because it's half. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the rest of the numbers and see which one would be the least of all of them, okay? So we know that this one is negative 0.5. This one is negative 0.3. So I think that the negative 0.5 is going to be the start because the deeper the number is negative, the less amount, the lesser amount from 0 it is. So next would be negative 0.3. The next would be 0.25, then 0.5, then 1.25 final. Alright, let's try this one on your own. So go ahead and pause the video, and when you have your answer, unpause it and let's check. Right, so you got your answer? Great. So I'm going to make them all into decimals because that's just a lot easier. So this one will be brought down to be negative 2.25 because I just think in quarters. There are 4 quarters. The first quarter is 25 cents, okay? This one is 2.5, okay? This one, quarters again, is 0.75, and this one is 0.3, okay? So looking at which one is the least, okay, we have negative 0.25, 2.5, 0.75, and 0.3. So I know right away that the negative is going to be the least one because it's a negative. So negative 0.25, okay? Then the next would be 2.5, then 0.3, then 0.75. Did you get it right? Awesome. Okay, go ahead and turn to in your books to page 52, and we're going to be looking about terminating decimals and repeating decimal. A terminating decimal is a decimal that ends. So like 1.5, 2.9, 5.7, negative 3, 0.2, numbers like that. Okay, a repeating decimal is a decimal that has a pattern that repeats on and on and on and on and on and on forever and ever and ever. Okay, so a repeating decimal would be like 1.33333 and on and on and on, and that would just be 1.3 and put a little line above it, and that's the repeating sign. Okay, another one could be 1.15151415151515. Keep a pattern, and so then you would just put 1.15 and repeating. 1.514 repeating, like that. Alright, today's key idea is rational number is a number that can be written as a over b, where a and b are integers and b does not equal 0. So here's a little table showing rational number examples and integer examples and whole numbers, because you don't want to get them confused. Integers and whole numbers are a little bit the same just because an integer is any number, but for in this example they have integers as negative numbers. And rational numbers, again, are numbers that you can put in ratio. Alright, so now that example 1, writing rational numbers as decimals, it says write -2(1/4) as a decimal. Okay, so how you make it into a decimal is that you have to make it into an incomplete fraction, because right now it's a mixed number, so you want to make it into an incomplete fraction. Okay, so how you would do that is you take the bottom number here and you're going to multiply it against this number. So that would be -8, and then you're going to add this number, which would be 1, so that would be 9. So then you'd have negative, because of the negative sign over here, 9, and then bring your bottom over 4. Okay? Then when you have that, you're going to divide the top number by the bottom number. So then it becomes 4 divided by 9. Okay? So you're going to put 2, 8, 1, put a dot, bring 0 down. 4 goes into 10 2 times again. That'd be 8 again. 2, bring down the 0, 5. So our answer is 2.25. Alright, so go ahead and look at the question that I have right here. 5/11. Go ahead and pause the video, get your answer, and when you're ready, unpause and we'll go. Let's check and see if you got the answer right. Okay, so we don't have to change it because it's already in a fraction form. And we don't have to make it an improper fraction because it is already a fraction. Okay, we only made it an improper fraction the last time because it was a mixed number. What we have to do is now we're going to divide the top number by the bottom number. So now it becomes 11 divided by 5. And that looks like a square root. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for that to happen. So 11 goes into 5. It does not. So I put an X. You can put a 0. But then you put a point. And then now it becomes 11 into 50, which is 4 times. And then it'd be 44. 6. Bring down the 0. 5. Bring down 0. 6. 4. And then bring down again. So it looks like this is going to go on and on and on. So what you do is 5/11 equals 0.45, repeating because it's just going to go on and on, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. So you want to make sure that you have it over both the 4 and the 5 because that's what's going to be repeating every time. Now we're going to learn how to write a decimal into a fraction. So before we were learning how to write fractions into a decimal, now we're going to write it into a fraction. Okay, so the first thing that we want to look at is these numbers right here. Okay, so as you know from learning probably like first, second, third grade, there is place value when we're talking about decimal. So this is the tenths, hundreds, thousands, you know, those kind of things. So if you look at this number right here, it is in the hundredth place. So 100 is going to be the denominator, okay? And so you put the 26 over the 100, but don't forget, move your negative over to the side. So now it's negative 26 over 100, okay? So I'll do one more, and then I'm going to have you do the next one on your own. So if we look at this one, it is in what? The tenths place. So this number right here is already too great of, it's not in a place value, it's in its one, but on the other side of the decimal, so it doesn't have. So you just bring the negative 3 out, okay? And then it was in the tenths place, so you put 10, and then you put the number on top, 1. So it would be negative 3 and 1/10. Alright, you go ahead and pause the video, and when you're ready, we'll check your answer for the last one. For the last one, what you're going to do is you're going to take the place value, it's in the tenths, so it now becomes negative 7 over 10. Right, good deal, good deal. Right, the next we're going to do is we're going to do some more ordering rational numbers. So we already know how to solve them and change them into different ways. So we want to rewrite all of these into a decimal, okay? And then when you have your answer, go ahead and unpause the video. Alright, so I'm going to bring this number down. Okay, and I know that it is 1.3 after doing the division of this number into that one. So it would look like 10. Oh, I keep doing that sign. I'm so sorry. It must be so confusing. Let me erase it so it looks a little bit clearer. Okay. So after doing that, I got the answer of 1.3. Okay. Bringing this one down, doing the same thing, get the answer negative, oh, and this is a negative 1.32, by the way, sorry. Negative 2.2, because I did this number times this one, which would give me negative 10 plus 1, so it would be negative 11 over 5, then doing 5 and 2, 11. Got this answer. Okay, then negative 2 over 11 becomes 0.18 repeating, or 0.18 repeating because of doing 11 into 2, and I get that answer. Alright, did you get those answers right? Awesome. Now that we have our numbers, negative 1, oh my, I'm not even writing. Negative 1.3, negative 2.2, and negative 0.18 repeating, we have to order them from least to greatest, okay? So, obviously they're all going to be negatives, so we have to find the greatest negative or the one closest to 0, which would be this one. So, negative 0.18. Oh, well, I guess we're doing greatest, Elise. My bad. Greatest, then negative 1.3, and then negative 2.2. Great. Well, I hope this video has been helpful in rational numbers, and I wanted to thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys are incredible. This has been another incredible learning experience with Saoirse, who is incredible, and I hope you guys have an incredible day.